Cycle helmets are promoted as a way of reducing injury if someone is knocked off their bike, but new research suggests they may be increasing the risk of accidents in the first place. Psychologists have discovered that people wearing cycle helmets tend to take more risks than they would if they did not have one protecting their head. This suggests much of the protective edge provided by a helmet may be lost by making cyclists more likely to have an accident in the first place. The research follows concerns raised by leading neuroscientists who have warned they are seeing increasing numbers of severe head injuries in cyclists. Recent research also found that motorists drive up to 3 inches closer to cyclists who wear helmets because they are seen as being less vulnerable. Taken together, the findings suggest cycle helmets may cause changes in behavior that increase the risk of accidents. In the latest study, scientists tested how 80 cyclists would behave in a series of experiments while wearing a cycle helmet or a baseball cap. They found the participants were willing to push the boundaries of what they thought could do by up to 30% or when wearing the helmets. Writing in the journal Psychological Science, Dr. Tim Gamble and his colleague Dr. Ian Walker, both traffic psychologists at the University of Bath, said, humans adapt their risk-taking behavior on the basis of perceptions of safety. In a controlled study in which a helmet, compared with a baseball cap, was used as the head mount for an eye tracker, participants scored significantly higher on laboratory measures of both risk-taking and sensation-seeking. The results suggest that unconscious activation of safety-related concepts primes globally increased risk propensity. The researchers gave the participants a cap or a helmet that they claimed was fitted with equipment for an eye-tracking experiment. They were asked to inflate a balloon on a computer screen as high as they felt possible without popping it. The more inflated the balloon, the higher their reward. The researchers found those wearing helmets inflated their balloons on average 30% or more than those wearing baseball caps. This, the researchers said, could mean cyclists also take more risks when on the road when wearing a helmet. If this turns out to be the case, it would mean cycle safety campaigns will need to find ways of addressing the issue. There has been a growing push for cyclists to wear bike helmets in recent years as rising numbers of people on bicycles share the roads with more and more cars. A study conducted for the Department of Transport in the UK showed helmets could reduce cyclist fatalities by between 10 and 16%. Another study, conducted 2 years ago in American football players, showed helmets could reduce the risk of brain injury by 20%. But in 2014, Henry Marsh, a neuroscientist who worked at St. George's Hospital in Tooting, London at the time, said bike helmets were too flimsy to be beneficial. He said, in the countries where bike helmets are compulsory there has been no reduction in bike injuries whatsoever. I see lots of people in bike accidents and these flimsy little helmets don't help. However, Olympic gold medalist James Cracknell has said he owes his life to the cycle helmet he was wearing when he was hit by a petrol tanker while cycling in 2010. He said, "There is no downside to wearing a helmet except having messy hair.